What's good, YouTube? I'm Quasar.
And I'm Nova,
And
and we're the Chronomaly Kings.
So for this video, we're going to talk about what makes a deck good. So starting off, we're going to talk about consistency. Basically, consistency is with your deck, how often are you seeing your key cards for your main combos in order to, set up and ensure
the deck will be able to go where it needs to go.
So if you're playing a deck and you want to just test it out, like you have a theory in mind, okay, maybe these are the best cards, start doing a couple of test hands. See how often you're able to go into your key combos, summon your monsters, set up back row, just establish a strong board. How often are you able to do that? And a lot of the top meta decks are able to do that at least 8 or 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah. So when we mean consistency, if you're playing a Bujin deck, for example, how many times are you gonna open Yamato or targets to get to Yamato?
Mm-hmm.
You want to get it down to usually when you design a deck, it's to a certain way. You're gonna make it either exceed summon multiple monsters, exceed summon one big monster, or if you're not playing a disease deck, you're going to synchro summon multiple monsters, right?
Or fusion summon.
Or fusion summon.
Yeah.
Or if you're not OCK. You want to find out how many times with consistency. And then if the deck is consistent enough to be able to do it, then you've built a good deck.
Yeah.
Now, the second thing we're going to talk about is, Advantage, yeah. If the deck gives you enough advantage, things like if you're playing a Star Seraph's deck, it gives so much advantage very quickly.
Because you get a lot of draws, you get to destroy a lot of your opponent's cards. So right there, as your opponent is going minus, you're still going plus. So you're gaining a whole bunch of advantage.
Even if you use one scepter, you go plus
many more cards over your opponent. Because that's basically what the game comes down to, is having, advantage over your opponent.
Yeah. But, so it's all about advantage. And so you want to find a deck that at least, if it doesn't take board presence, it at least will give you hand consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Something where you can still maintain a rolling, where you can always keep dropping monsters and replenishing.
Yeah.
So the next thing we want to talk about is if you're designing a deck that's archetype specific, how much support does that archetype have? There's decks out there such as, what's a deck that doesn't have much support?
Aromas came out in Clash of Rebellions, and that's it. They only got a handful of cards, and that's pretty much it. They didn't get any further support from any other sets, so they don't really have a lot going for them, although they are plants, and there is a whole bunch of good plant support, but nothing specifically Aroma. I think if they were to take off, they would have needed support in the next couple of sets.
Yeah, another 2 sets.
They were a great archetype with a lot of potential because they had some really good effects.
But Konami just kind of let them slide.
Mm-hmm.
But there's other decks, though, such as Blackwings,
that have a ridiculous amount of support.
Support until the end of time.
Exactly. They are continuing to get support. They're the deck first was introduced way back in the 5Ds era,
and they've continued to get support from the 5Ds era all the way up to Arc 5.
Was the Shining Darkness the first set for Blackwings?
No.
It was even before that?
It was way before that. I think there was...
Because they got a lot of really good support in that.
There's, I think, 2 more packs. I think it was 2 packs before that one. Mm-hmm. There's a few packs. There was a few of them that, they are a bunch of support in a few packs.
Yeah.
I can't remember, actually. I can't remember. But anyway, they got a lot of support, and they continue to get support. But that doesn't necessarily make them really good. Yes, Blackwings have a lot of support, so they have so much to choose from, different builds, variety. But when you're constructing a deck, when you want to build consistency, such as the new deck, let's look at Buster Blader, the new deck.
Mm-hmm.
That deck has a fair amount of support. Doesn't
Yeah.
have overly insane amount of support, but it's an older archetype.
Yeah, that just got revamped with a whole bunch of new support.
It has monster-wise, it has 16 incredible monsters that are actually really good, and then it has 2 good spells. Well, 3 good spells if you want to count it, and then older support, and that makes it really good.
Yeah, so when you just combined it all and like build it to the best you can, you're gonna see that you're often getting into the cards that you need in order to pull off your main combos.
Yeah, and it gives you advantage, and it's consistency.
So all of those
in one.
key factors into your deck to make it like the best deck possible.
Another thing we want to talk about, the 4th thing, is extra deck. Does the deck have extra deck support?
The extra deck support is probably one of the most important because with a strong extra deck presence, your opponent could just become overwhelmed and you can just pretty much automatically win from there.
Yeah.
Like now that Cyber Dragon Infinity is out, basically the person who drops that monster first is usually likely to win.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's not always the case.
It's not always the case. It is,
but
there is a lot of ways around it.
Yeah,
but if you've got the support, if you got the field presence, the Cyber Dragon Infinity, and you got the back row in the hand to support him, you shouldn't lose. He just generates so much advantage.
Exactly.
He can give you, like, every time it's your turn, he gives you a +2.
Pretty much.
And a +1 on every one of your opponent's turn. So he gives you usually pluses just from one card. And then with your other card, just another card gives you more pluses. You can just go plus for days.
Yeah.
But if you're building a good deck, what to us, what shows a good deck? Like in a future set, a deck that has potential is a deck that gets a lot of support. It's consistent. It has good effect monsters, extra deck monsters. My bad. If it has all 3 of those, it's really going to be a good deck.
Yeah.
Not necessarily
those are
meta.
the decks that, they're the ones that generate, like, the most popularity, too, because people see that these are the decks that are going to win them the most games.
Yeah. So, if you guys, like, have ideas of building a deck, check out all the support, Go to the wiki, just search up the archetype, check out the support, and then find out, maybe watch a couple of deck profiles, find some decks that might work with it, or if you got an idea that might work with the deck, if you find, like, the deck banishes a lot, maybe you want to add cards that get effects when they're banished, slap together. It's all about trying different things to find a good rhythm for the right deck.
You're not always going to find, like, the perfect blend right off the back. It's just, like, about testing it and, like, tweaking things here and there and just keep working on it until you find the best combination.
Yeah. Also, a deck that's very good can just be from itself, like an archetype itself, but also another deck that's things that help it are support. Like if you can play cards from other decks, it makes a better deck. So even if a deck's really good, just play more support to the deck, it makes it even better.
Exactly.
So hope that helps you guys if you want to construct a deck of your own or like find a good deck. Hope it helps you. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Your move,